Alright guys, so here we are for F1 2015 modded career mode. I know you guys have really been wanting to see this, so today it's finally coming. And this season is going to be nothing like you've seen previous career modes from anybody on YouTube. This is going to be pretty much a first here. We've got so many mods to apply to this championship. We've got the 2015 car skins, 2015 drivers, realistic damage, 100% races, new engine sounds, new lighting and effects, and also the way that the AI behave and achieve their lap time. But the biggest thing that we're introducing into this championship is equal cars. That's right, every single car in the field is going to be of the pace of the Mercedes, except for mine. And as you can see, we're driving the 2015 Red Bull skinned in the 2014 modeled car. So it should be a really exciting season. It's going to be probably the hardest season for us to win because every single car is a Mercedes effectively, and all the drivers have equal performance as well. So we're going to be tested to the limit to try and win this championship here. It all starts here in Melbourne. This is qualifying 1. We've also got some new qualifying rules as well because there's only 20 cars in the field as well. So here we go for our first laps here of the 2015 season on the 2014 game. It should be absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys are hyped up for this. I know you guys have been sending me constant messages on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, absolutely everywhere for this series to come out, and I'm finally happy for this series to come out. I've done a lot of testing in the build up to this just to make sure that everything's right and everything's good to go, and I think finally it should be absolutely perfect here. So here we go for our first qualifying lap here of this season here, and we go purple there to the first lap, going at 28.6 there. So it was on a set of prime tyres. Everyone in this first qualifying session is on primes as well, and you can see just how close the field is. I think there's a 3/10 spread from first to last. It just shows how close the field is at the moment. So we'll need to go out for a set of options, I believe, because the time that I set on primes is actually really good. So we need to dip into our option tyre bank here, which is a bit unfortunate. It might cost us in the race, but we'll see how we go. Coming to the end of the lap now, we're going purple to the first and second sector splits rather. So we should be on target to go to Q2 here. And coming up to the line, we'll see where we end up. Where is it? First place. So on pole, provisional pole by 1.1 seconds. Of course, I think everyone was on primes there, so I think we might need to revise the way that we do qualifying because everyone's just going to be on primes every single time, and if we go straight to options, then we're guaranteed to get out of Q1 every time. So that could be a bit of a problem. We might need to switch to possibly just one qualifying session to avoid that, or possibly start from last. So let me know in the comment section below if you want me to start from last or revise the qualifying rules or whatever, and change out the way we manage qualifying. I'm open to ideas really. This is just the start or a tester of this season. There's still possibly a few other changes that might take effect to make this championship more exciting for you guys. So qualifying 2, we're up in 12th place at the moment on a 27.1. That was actually a really good lap time because I did many practice laps in the build up to this to make sure that this championship was right, and I think the best I could manage, even in a Mercedes, was a 26.8 or a 26.9. So we're only a couple tenths away from the mark, and that's pretty much near perfect. But we're going to go out again. 3 laps of fuel, fresh tyres once again, see if we can't break into the top 10 here and progress to Q3. Of course, with reduced runners in the field for this year, that means only the top 8 progress to Q3. And I didn't know it at the time, so we'll see where we end up at the end of this lap. It's looking very good at the moment, a 10th up on our previous best, and that's a lot considering how close the field is. If we improve by just 1/10, we could move up 10 places. That's how close the field is with equal cars and equal drivers. So coming to the third sector now, this has always been a bit of a bogey sector for me in the past, so we'll need to nail this one, and especially the final corner. It still gives me troubles on this game, even though I've been playing it for 5 months, 6 months already. It's still a very tricky corner, especially on the wheel with no traction control, but we seem to negotiate it fairly nicely there. And coming up to the line, we'll see where we end up. Do we make it to Q3? No, we don't. So 10th place for the Melbourne Grand Prix, our home race, only a 10th off from pole position, and we're 10th. Our teammate Daniel Ricciardo was down in 14th, so we do have solid pace. As always, if we can get off to a good start on the first lap, we could see ourselves looking very good for the race, so we'll see how we go. I think it was Carlos Sainz Jr. who got pole, or possibly Felipe Nasr, so absolutely anyone could get pole, anyone can win races, and anyone can win the championship. That's why this season is so damn exciting. There's not going to be any more Mercedes cars just running off into the distance and winning every damn race. It's going to be a nice change up from what we've seen in the past. So here we are in the garage of Melbourne. Our strategy here is a two-stop going onto the primes twice in this 100% race with the equal cars and everything. Equal setup. I've got no setup on the car. It's going to be really damn testing on my consistency, trying to pump out the best possible lap times I can every single lap for about an hour and a half. It's going to be absolutely grueling, this race. Here we go for the first race of the season. Wish me luck. Alright, so here we are for the start of a brand new season here in Melbourne. It's our home race. We've got a Sauber on pole position. What can we do starting from 10th place? Can we win the championship? We're going to have to wait and find out. But away we go in Melbourne for Season 3 of Career Mode. And it looks like a fairly even start for the whole field as we come into Turn 1 now. We're just going to hold on to 10th place, are we? Yes, we do. But we're going to have to be very careful not to concede any damage for these opening sequence of corners. Realistic damage mod can really come up and bite you sometimes, even if you make the slightest of contact with any cars around you. So coming into Turn 3 now, we get squeezed between the two Force India cars, but we only just got away with that, only just breezing past Hulkenberg's left rear tyre. Very lucky though not to lose any of our end plate, but at the same time Hulkenberg was lucky not to concede a left rear puncture there. But coming into this middle sector now for the first time on lap 1, we can see Marcus Ericsson is right in front of us in the Sauber. I think we're within striking range of trying to pass him. I think we might possibly need to wait for DRS to pass him because we are running with the 2014 spec Red Bull, and it is some way off the pace of a Mercedes car with the straight line speed and what have you. So overtaking, especially in a straight line, is definitely going to be harder this year, and it's going to promote overtaking for the AI because they're going to be a lot faster in a straight line. But in the corners, we should be able to make up all the difference, and we do coming into Turn 3. That's us up into P6 now. So next up is Robin Frins. I'm sorry about the pronunciations. I've actually never heard his name be pronounced before, at least I don't think so. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to get the pronunciations right of the 2015 drivers. But we try and force a move up the inside of the Manor driver, but I can't quite get the move done. We've got Ericsson right behind us now putting pressure on, but Fringe is just holding. I said Fringe there. I'm so sorry. If you're a Friends fan, or if you are Friends himself actually watching this video somehow, then I really do apologise. I'm so terrible with names. But either way, lap 3, we're trying to close down on the Manor driver. You can see the car itself. There's something a little bit wrong with the rear tyres, and there's something wrong with the mod or the livery itself, so I'll need to fix that up in the future. So just ignore that. But we get past him around the outside, and that's us up into V5. Next up is Sebastian Vettel. He's about 4 or 5 seconds up the road, but the gap is diminishing now as the tyre wear is starting to kick in for the AI, and this is a first for any career mode series on F1 2014. The mod itself actually affects the way the AI achieve pace over a full race stint, so effectively they get affected by tyre wear, and slowly but surely they actually drop off in pace instead of getting quicker and quicker and quicker, while we just diminish and just fall off the cliff in terms of tyre wear. So it's actually a lot more realistic in that aspect. As I said before, this mod makes it a lot more balanced in so many ways. It's so much more enjoyable and realistic at the same time. So you're going to see a completely new career mode series here. But rejoining on the track, we actually rejoin in 19th place. That's just how close the field is at the moment, but I believe no one else has stopped yet. Maybe 1 or 2 people, but the way the strategy is, the way the mod is rather, the AI actually start to come in from lap 13 or 14, and they could come in anywhere from now until like lap 18 or 19. So there's a big variance in the way that the AI do pit stops now and do their strategies. So you could see some guys possibly going on to 3 stops now or 2 stops. depending on when they stop and what kind of tyre compounds they put on as well. So much variety, and it's not limited anymore, so it's actually very good in that way. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top here with the varying strategies on offer for today. So it's going to be interesting. Lap 18 now, we can see most of the front runners have come in for their stops now, and gradually we've been actually catching Vettel over the last 10 laps. Before the pit stops, he was about 4 or 5 seconds up the road, and now we've actually caught him now. I think we might be a chance of passing him here. We'll see. With the DRS, we should be very close to Vettel now as we come into turn 3. We might think about a move up the inside into turn 3. He leaves the door open, we leave him space on the exit, and that's us up in a P5. Vettel doesn't really fight the issue there. I think he might actually be saving fuel through this middle part of the race. So, lap 30, we've actually demolished the bollard there, and we were very lucky not to destroy our front wing, because if you remember to last season, we did the exact same thing and it completely demolished our front wing. But this time around, we've been very, very lucky to get away with that. Must have hit it like right in the sweet spot where no damage really occurs. But coming back through here, you'll see there's a bit of debris from the bollard. It comes back sort of on the rebound and almost hits the car, almost hits us in the helmet, which could have been very, very unlucky there. But either way, we got away with that one. And now lap 32, we can see Sebastian Vettel is now pulling into the pits for what should be his final pit stop of the race. He'll be going on to a set of primes, and I assume he'll take those to the end now. So he's effectively done the undercut. And on lap 33 now, we have a safety car. So this is going to shake up the order of the field a little bit now, as we sort of have to come in now for our final stop. We were scheduled to come in on lap 37, 38. So we're going to have to do about 25 laps on a set of primes to the very end to make it on our current strategy. So it's going to be a bit of a stretch, especially being the first race where tyre wear development especially isn't at its best. So we could struggle to the very end here. We'll have to wait and see though. So coming out on track, we should be around about the top 10 hopefully, as Vettel is on the start-finish straight there. He's going to go past us as he did perfect the undercut a few laps ago. So that's to be expected. Because the safety car has come out, we're not going to lose actual time to Vettel. We're just going to lose track position. So I guess that's not too bad. We've got Hulkenberg right behind us. As I said, 24, 25 laps to go. It's going to be an awful long stretch on this set of prime tyres. We only did about 20 laps on the first set of prime tyres, so it's going to be a long old stint here. But I think some cars are still yet to come in on lap 37. And as you can see, some cars actually just came in then, so that promotes us up in a P7. I'm not too sure how many more cars need to stop yet, but we could actually be in very good shape here. Myself and Vettel have effectively made our 2 stops. Whether Vettel makes another one, because he's on the option tyres, I'm not too sure if he can stretch option tyres 20 laps. It's going to be an interesting sequence here, because so many different cars on so many different strategies here on varying tyre life, if that makes sense. So lots of cars on old tyres, some cars on new tyres, and some cars have just recently stopped as well. So it's going to be very interesting here to see how this all plays out. But now lap 37 or lap 40, I think that's Hulkenberg now trying to attack us coming into turn 1, but we maintain 7th place for now. I must say though, that safety car went for about 4 or 5 laps. That's definitely the longest safety car I've ever had. So I don't know what issue that was. So sometimes a safety car of that length could mean maybe a track repair or something like that, but I'm not too sure. Lap 42 now, Max Verstappen is trying to overtake us coming into turn 1. He brakes a little bit earlier than us, and we maintain P4 for now, as a lot of cars now cycling through the pit lane now. So we could see us elevate possibly into the podium positions, or maybe even higher into the first place positions. I'm not too sure. But lap 53, Carlos Sainz Jr. has not come in yet, and judging how late it is in the race now, I have a feeling that he's not even going to come in now. So what I think might have happened is that Carlos might have came in during that safety car period like I did, and he's benefited massively out of this. Lap 57 now, the cars that did recently stop now have got much fresher tyres, including my teammate Ricardo, and he's going to use the DRS to good effect. Coming into turn 1 now, it's going to be awfully close between the two of us, but with fresh tyres, Daniel can brake much later than I can coming into the first corner. So right now it's the final lap of this race. This race has gone by like a flash now, and we're just trying to keep Rosberg at bay now. Unfortunately, we've got nothing left to fight with in terms of catching Ricardo, so we're just going to pretty much have to maintain track position as much as we can now. There's a massive train behind us. We've been so quick for the majority of this race. Just the last 5 laps, the tyres have sort of gone off the cliff now. But going through the final corner now. We can see Rosberg gets a really nice exit though. We're putting it up into faster defend from Rosberg. He's got DRS though, and he's going to pass us coming across the line for the Australian Grand Prix. We've lost the podium in the final 5 meters of the race. Unbelievable. An hour and 30 minutes worth of racing, and we lose the podium by that much. But in saying that, it's been a very good race here in Australia, the first race of the season. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It's a very exciting race, lots of different strategies at play, but in the end we came home in 4th place with Carlos Sainz Jr., his first race in Formula 1. He's won it by 30 seconds on a brilliant strategy, stopping under the safety car. He didn't have to make a stop for the rest of the race, and he just cruised home to the finish. Daniel Ricciardo, good comeback drive, starting from 14th, ended up finishing 2nd, so that's a very good drive from him though. So, that's been the first episode of this F1 2015 modded career mode. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to see more videos like this, and then the official F1 2015 career mode will be coming out when the game drops in a few months' time. Also, make sure you like the video as well if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Here's a replay of the run up to the line on the final lap between myself and Rosberg. Just getting a bit of wheel spin off the final corner, that's what you get sometimes. And then Rosberg with the DRS, Mercedes power, he's just passed us in the final few meters of the Grand Prix. And look at that, that was the difference between myself and Rosberg. It was literally a few thousandths of a second. After an hour and 30 minutes of racing, that's how much we lost the podium by. Bit unfortunate, but in saying that, it was a very, very exciting finish. I hope you guys really enjoyed that one, but as I said, the whole dynamic of this career mode is going to be completely different to any career mode you've seen before. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this championship. It could be absolutely anyone. It could be Will Stevens for all we know, but that's going to do it for today. In terms of my other career mode that I've been doing for about 2 or 3 months now, I'm still going to continue that. I'm still going to finish it. That'll be coming to an end very soon, with the next race being in Russia or America. I'm not too sure, but that's been this video for today. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you next time. So here we are, around Monaco, driving as Pastor Maldonado, driving the safety car. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but it's happening, and this should be absolutely awesome. Here we go, driving as the safety car, starting in 24th place. We're going to try and win this race. I've done absolutely no practice in the build-up to this, so 5 red lights, and away we go here in Monaco. We've absolutely smashed this start. Look at that start, that's absolutely fantastic.